Hello everyone, I'm by the name of Leontine. I'm going to talk about how I have collect the script that has written by Nathaniel so as to be well confused and be persuaded to the audience. So let's reflect on this question in order to we are going to reflect on the question so as to be understandable. The question we're going to reflect the first is how did I organize my presentation to be effective for cross-cultural or global audience? Why did I choose to discuss the information in the order I did? So this is a good question because this question will makes one to understand how to make a good presentation. First, I began by talking about universal concept of time and how everybody wants a great amount of it. These acquaintance assist with catching the consideration and interest of my audience, no matter what their cultural background is. I featured the significance of time usage in our moving world and how it can assist with establishing command for the time. This clarification resounds with individuals from a various society whose likewise experience the intention of a busy lifestyle. And then I made sense of why using time effectively is hard by stressing how it permits us to find a balance, center around what makes a difference, and seek after own interests. This speaking request people allow across society who take a sense at a feeling of satisfaction and prosperity. I present the idea of recognizing the need utilizing the matrix theory, this reasonable apparatus can be effective perceived and applied by individuals from different social foundations, assisting them with arriving at a better conclusion about how to locate their time. I talked about the meaning of objective using the SMART system by making sense of every part of the variant, like where we got specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Those are parts that makes smart system. You give any unmistakable and efficient way deal with objective setting that can be generally perceived and executed. Also, I addressed the challenge of managing distractions and offered an answer of plan to plan specific times for exercises like checking message and web-based entertainment. This function tip is material to people overall who bundle with keeping on track in the present computerized age or on the digital things. Representing the information in this order, I begin with a wide and engaging subject so as everyone to feel engaged and comfortable. Step 3, delve into specific system and I finished with a functional tip. This movement permits my account to embrace the basic idea priori to jump into additional defined procedures guaranteeing and they can track and apply the standard to their own ways no matter what their social foundation is. Another question we're going to reflect on what types of tone and body language did I use in my presentation? Thank you for this question because I have used a conversation and engaging tone in my presentation. I have used this conversation and engaging tone in my presentation so as everyone to understand my presentation and to get the main point I want to focus on. This is on the ground that I began with engaging presentation, sharing childhood memories, connecting them to the importance of time management. All through the content, I have underscored the meaning of using time effectively, recognized needs utilizing by Inchhopper matrix, examined objective setting, utilize the SMART framework and give tips of overseeing the instruction. My tone is friendly and relatable because it appears as though I'm having an easygoing discussion with my crowd. I've used anecdotes and difficult questions to draw in the crowd and cause them to feel included. Like as my tone and body language appear to be warm and approachable, making any agreeable environment for my crowd to learn about what is time management, how to use it, and what are the importance of time management. Also, I want to reflect on this question to say that did I use visual support to improve my message, or the distracting? I have I haven't referenced any visual backing in my presentation. However, visual backing can be an important expansion to upgrade my message and connect with my crowd. They can assist with explaining complex data, give visual interest, and support central issues because their audience who like to see and touch. That means that if I use visual supporting people, my message will be good and be appreciable by the audience. Another is called how do I change my presentation if the audience were formal? What changes could I make if audience were less accorded with the subject? The changes I can make when the audience were formal, the phrase, tone, and the language. I will use a form, tone, and the language for the content. Pick up words and expression suitable for an expert setting and avoid the conversation articulation or casual languages. Also, for introduction, I will start the presentation with formal greeting, for example, greeting morning, evening, night, and ladies and gentlemen, so as to be formal rather than beginning with an individual story about the childhood. I could open with a significant statement or measurement connected using time productively. Another thing is transition element. I have to choose proclamation to direct the crowd through various areas of the show. For instance, rather than saying, I'd like to talk to you today about time management, I could praise more proper breaks, progress like let us dive into the topic of management. How can I change my presentation when my audience will less acquainted with the subject? I will use simple language so as everyone to understand the presentation. I use simple word. The complex word will be removed and I put the simple words that can be accessible by every audience. So another is for provide definition. I have to characterize key terms and ideas to grant that everybody grabs the point. Everybody has get the main point. Neither it is slow pace. I have to take as much as I need while introducing data and I consider stops to allow the audience to deal with what am I talking about, how to take benefit, and try not to hurry through the substance like making games, asking questions in order to know that the audience have caught up what I'm saying. Another question I want to reflect on is what could I do differently to make this presentation more effectively? What I can differently do to make my presentation more effectively are the following: using formatton, using clear structure, research and evidence, because evidence and facts are the one that are going to make my presentation be more strong because I'm reflecting on the facts and evidence that makes one to be confused and visual aid, engaging the audience so as everyone is engaging and comfortable in my presentation. Like as you have seen, using the simple language for the people who don't know English so as to be engaged, and the one who is formal, like using the formal greetings like "Hey morning," "Hey ladies and gentlemen." That is the formal language I can use for the expert, and for the one who can't afford that language, I will be using the language which is on another level, engaging them like asking, for example, Celine, how was the presentation? Are you understanding this word? In order to know that they are getting one what I'm talking and to know that my presentation is going. Thank you for listening me.